There is a new game on Steam called Examina, set in a 3D isometric dark fantasy world where you play a warrior exploring a dungeon. One of the amazing things about this game is the combat system, and so I spent a good 6 hours learning how it works and have put this video together to show you some basics and some tips on how to move forward with it, and hopefully so you can get into the game more quickly and therefore enjoy the gameplay. To enter combat mode, you have to press the tab button unless you're in the arena setting. And to begin with, the very basics is you need to understand that you face the cursor. Wherever you move the cursor is where your guy will face. It's so important. You have to keep moving that cursor in the direction of your opponent. In this game, you can keep your distance. You don't have to lunge in or actually engage with your opponent. You can keep standing back. Obviously, you will need to take him down at some point, but you don't have to rush into combat. And you can see here, by moving around, you can keep away from him. Don't forget that as your character moves up around the board, the cursor direction will change. So you have to press up rather than down, moving your character away from your opponent. Your character has a natural position of defense. If you're not doing anything, clicking nothing, your character will hold the weapon out in front of them and block any oncoming hits. Now occasionally it does get through, and you have to hold that cursor on your opponent. You have to keep tracing the cursor around on the opponent so you face him ready to block. But you will do this automatically, so it does give you time to think about your strategy. There are three main types of swing, although the developers might say there are two. The first one is the slash. All you have to do that is hold the left mouse button down and it will slash. And in fact, it will continue doing so. The second type of attack is the double click and then the hold on the mouse button, left mouse button, and it will do a downward motion, as you can see here. Now there is a third type of swing which I've kind of added in here, and that's really the wild swing. If you hold the left mouse button and run the cursor backwards and forwards across your opponent, you will swing more wildly, and it is in a sense like a different form of attack. There are a number of ways, therefore, that you can attack. You could be more measured and take some time using your defense, mixing it with a series of attacks and standing back. This does give your opponent a chance to get their attacks in. Or you might consider a more wild approach, whereby you bustle into the opponent, push up to them, swinging wildly, keeping them off guard, using that unpredictable swing where you trace the cursor across the enemy. Both are very different styles, and you could arguably use a combination. Probably the best thing about this combat system is the unpredictable nature of the physics. It's like life in a sense. You don't quite know how something's going to react to a hit. There isn't a programmed reaction like in so many games. Every time you hit something or you knock into something, it's going to affect it in a different way, and the physics comes into play. Character may fall over, you may trip against a surface. It's very challenging. It's very hard to learn, and to look at these techniques, it will help you in the fight. when you're up against an opponent. But every combat is unique, every situation different, which is really what makes this combat system so amazing, but yet so hard. Guys, I hope you found this guide useful. If you did, click the thumbs up, and there will be more on Exanima coming soon to this channel. Thanks for watching.